Some actual sports.
Cricket. The IPL, we're getting down to the business end. Most teams have played 11, 10 games-ish, 14-game season. So business end for sure. Lucknow Super Giants, they continue their good run with a win over our Delhi Capitals. There's the usual suspects for Lucknow with KL Rahul hitting 77 off 51 and Deepak Hooda getting 52 off 34. We actually were lucky enough to speak with the Delhi Capitals media team who have had us on a few times. Always a pleasure speaking with them. And I did kind of say that the big wicket, as well, this isn't bloody rocket science or neurosurgery or anything that's difficult. KL Rahul is a pretty handy cricketer. Getting him out early was the key. They weren't able to do that. Lucknow go on to score 195. The run chase got off to a bit of a bad start. Both Prithvi Shaw and Warner got out cheaply. The Bison is running through. His nickname, he's got a big head, little ears, kind of looks like the American Plains Bison. He had 37 off 20. I am talking about Mitch Marsh and Rishabh Pant, 44 off 30 to give the run chase a little bit of life. But Akshar Patel did his best as well, 42 off 24. But they couldn't quite get the bickies, falling 6 runs short. Moshin Khan, he's a name to look out for. 4 for 16 off his 4 overs. Lucknow looking pretty bloody good.
Yes. Did Rahul close the gap to Butler?
Good question, Monks. Maybe grab that up and we'll have a look. Obviously, 77 doesn't hurt him that bad, and Butler didn't score a century this week.
I think the gap last week was 200, and then that's down to 150-ish.
So. 170-ish. So Butler there with the orange cap on 618. I don't think he gets caught in those 3 games. 170. Ish
I think he closed it a little bit.
He did close it. To answer your question, yes, he did close it. I don't think he's going to get that orange cap. He's second at the moment.
Davey Warner, though.
Yeah, Davey Warner. He failed in this game, but he scored some runs in DC's other game this week. So we'll get to that in just a second. Match 47 saw Kolkata Knight Riders defeat the Rajasthan Royals to end their 5-game losing streak. Rajasthan batted first. It was a few runs from Sanju Samson, not much from Josh Butler. Sanju had 54 off 49. Umesh Yadav, he's continuing his really good IPL. He had 1 for 24 off his 4 overs. Umesh Yadav, Yadav sounds a bit like yardage. It's shit chat that we have when we play golf. But if anyone wants a distance or a yardage, if you will, you ask for an Umesh Yadav. So shout out to anyone that plays golf with me and has that shit chat.
I was going to say that's dismal. Keep going.
I was figuring out where you're going with that.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't even sound that much like it. But anyways, Umesh Yadav, despite our shit golf chat and shit golfing abilities, is having himself quite an IPL. Nitish Rana, 48, Not, and Rinku Singh, 42, Not, 64-run partnership to get the men in purple back for their first win in 5 games. Match 48, we saw Punjab Kings defeat the Gujarat Titans. This one was a close one. Sai Sudhasan, I think I've said that right, 65 off 50, the only Titan to make a decent contribution in a pretty underwhelming score there. I think he's on IPL minimum wage, which is... I think it's about $26,000 US.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
So compared to some of the guys on the big bucks,
who aren't playing as well.
Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
Definitely
shout out to Sai there. Maybe he'll get himself a bit of a better contract next year. Anyways, Kasigo Rabada, back to his best for Punjab. He had 4 for 33, the former Delhi Capital. And he's up to 18 wickets for the tournament, so 3rd in the purple cap race. Shikhar Dhawan, 62, Not. Liam Livingston, 30 off 10, showing why he's the highest paid foreigner in the IPL. Help the Kings cruise.
Shikhar Dhawan, I'm back on him. He's 3rd.
He's 3rd in that orange cap race. What have you got there, Monks? He's
still a long way behind there.
A long way behind KL Rahul with 381 runs, so 70 runs behind second. So just a testament, really, to how well Josh Butler's been playing this tournament.
Well, I think we can talk when we get to Davey Warner. I think that number and the fact he's played 3 less games is very impressive.
Indeed, the bull. We'll get to him in 1 second. We will talk first about Royal Challengers Bangalore getting a win and getting some contribution from their sticks and an even contribution.
Well, the big name sticks.
Yeah, Faf 38.
We've been struggling with
Virat
Golden Ducks
30, and not a big name in Mahipal Lomro. Love our Indian fans to let us know who the hell that guy is. 42 of 27. And RCB were able to get the 13-run victory. A few wickets there for Mahesh Thikshana and Moeen Ali. Devon Conway 56 and Ruturaj Gaikwad 28. Got the Kings off to the Super Kings, I should say, off to a good start, but they weren't able to get the bickies. Our boy Josh Hazelwood continues his good bowling form. He had 1 for 19 off 4 overs.
Yeah,
Now,
he might not be getting wickets at the moment, but his economy has been so
unbelievable.
good,
And it's interesting because we're about to talk about Dave Warner.
Yeah.
And last week we were talking about, who's been the best Aussie in the IPL so far?
Yeah.
And it's these two guys.
Yep.
And they've both had stellar weeks again. So let's talk about match 50. The Delhi Capitals go out and they make 3 for 207, an absolute revenge game for David Warner. We spoke about
Monk's just pulled out the best economy, and Hazelwood's not in the top 10. But we'll keep going.
Well, he's 12. Look, he's 12. He's bowling at 7.2 and over. Interesting that Glenn Maxwell, his economy at 6.9 there. So Josh Hazelwood is bowling the second best economy out of the Aussies in the IPL.
Yeah.
So, look.
Maxwell hasn't bowled as much, though.
Yeah, and he's not a specialist bowler. Hazelwood's missed out on a few games. Yeah, I don't know. It's still worth it. Worth a nom.
For Australians, yes.
Yeah, and look, his 11 wickets.
Considering his comparison with Cummins as a direct Australian
Cummins has been getting spanked.
Yes, exactly.
hot boy, love him. Absolutely love him.
Get spanked.
But he's been getting spanked.
Unfortunately, Bus.
Yeah, but also visions of hot boy Cummins getting spanked also, not that bad for me if I want to put it in a kind of pseudo-homoerotic way. Now, I think David Warner definitely took pole position in best Aussies in the comp so far. Yeah. So he's up against his old club in Sunrisers Hyderabad. We spoke at length last season about the messy divorce, if you will. Was on the big bucks at Sunrisers, wasn't really performing, ended up getting dropped. And had the captaincy and that getting stripped off him, given to Kane Williamson. So a messy divorce. He goes back to Delhi Capitals, where he made his IPL debut when they were the Delhi Daredevils back in the day. And he went out in this one and made 90 odd. Can you bring up 92 or 58? Sorry, I've got it right in front of me. Don't need to bring up shit. And he actually has a chat with Rovman Powell, who we've spoken about his ability with putting balls over fences, and David Warner unselfishly said, "Look, I don't need the strike. I want to do what's best for the team here. You go out and just smash it.
You've been hot, so.
And Robin Powell goes out and hits 3 4s and a 6, and Warner and him celebrate 207. That's Delhi's highest score so far in this IPL." Sunrisers, there was a caveat. They were out T. Natarajan and Marco Janssen, their best 2 quicks, and poor Umran Malik, he got a bit of punishment, none for 52 off his 4. Aiden Markram had 42, Nicholas Puran 62. They were never out of it, but they never really looked like winning it, and they went down by 19 runs. Now, this is an interesting one. Anrik Nordkjær, I hope we're saying that right. Nordkjær. Any South African listeners get at us? I don't know if we've got any on that continent just yet. He was back, but he took Mustafir Rahman's international spot and the Fizz. He's a very popular character. He's one of the elite Bangladeshi quick in the IPL and has been playing pretty well for Delhi. Interesting for him to lose his spot. They wanted Rovman Powell and Davey Warner, and then it would have
strong squad.
Well, it would have been Mitch Marsh that would have had to pave the way, and they ended up being with the Fizz going. I suppose it's like for like. Yeah. You're taking one really good quick out for another really good quick. But yeah, if there's any fans of the Fizz listening, get at us in the comments and let us know.
Any management maybe? Yeah.
I don't think he was hurt.
Rest him a little bit. And on a pitch count as well.
Load management?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know. I imagine because they're Delhi's right on the cusp.
They're competing. They're 500, aren't they?
They're fifth, and it's top four that goes in. Yeah. So I don't think you
shouldn't
want to be doing any kind of management.
No,
I think it was just a healthy scratching. So that's an interesting one for the highly popular Fizz. Anyway, Delhi Cap's getting a win. Warner makes runs. He is fourth. On that orange cap there.
So I think it's interesting we talk here about Warner because we mentioned, of course, Josh Butler, 11 matches, 11 innings for 618. Warner's played 8 matches, 8 innings for 356. But I think the impressive thing is the averages there. Josh, of course, at 61.8.
Yep.
And then you got Davey Warner at 59.39. But Davey's probably the only one on that list.
He's the only one within
besides Dave Miller down the bottom there at 15.
But look at Dave Miller and Aiden Markram, 6 not outs for Dave Miller, 4 not outs for Aiden Markram. So that's really why their average is
very high.
Is elite. Yeah. So in terms of bang for buck in the 8 games that Warner's played, he's not quite on Josh Butler level,
but he's up there. Like he's in the conversation.
Definitely.
Very, very happy to see Dave Warner getting runs again. So.
And so many people like to just still shit on him, this and that. You're like, shut up. Like he's still one of the best white ball players in the world.
Yeah.
And he had a down season last year for the IPL. Yes, there was Sandpapergate a few years ago. Everyone loves to bring up that one.
Been through a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. He's still
he's
still an elite cricketer.
Yeah, well, you look at that top 10 list. There's a lot of elite cricketers in there, and he's currently in 4th, having a 3-game.
Yeah, giving a 3-game head start to guys like De Kock and Hardik and Abhishek Sharma, who himself's having a bit of a breakout year. But yeah, good to see the bull, the reverend, the little man from the eastern suburbs out there scoring runs back where it all started for him in Delhi. Well, it didn't really start for him there. That's where his IPL journey started for him, I should say. Anyways, we've got 3 more matches to get through. Match 51, the Mumbai Indians got their second win of the tournament, defeating the Gujarat Titans. Indians bat first. Rohit makes a few runs. He's been struggling a fair bit. Can't see his name there in the top 20 sticks. Ishan Kishan, 43. So keeping or getting back into a bit of the early form that he showed in the IPL. We saw Tim David, his hitting ability, 44 not off 21. He's starting to look like that finisher. They paid over $1 million for him. So it's good for us as Aussie fans, I suppose. Well, he's Singaporean, but I'm sure the Australian Cricket Board could have some.
His name's Tim David.
How Singaporean is he without sounding too racist, I guess?
He's still got 2 first names, bro. So.
This guy's name's James Webster. Our half Hong Konger friend. But it will be interesting to see, does the ACB make a play at Tim David? I don't think he's in our best 11
in the T20,
for T20, but if you're getting big money in the IPL, they must see something. So it'll be interesting. I think you look down, into the crystal ball and say we're looking back in 2 years' time. I think Tim David ends up playing white ball cricket for Australia.
Yeah, well, he could be in, that World Cup side at the end of the year, like not side squad. So he could be in the 20 guys that take over there potentially. He could be the 20th man in that.
Over there from Singapore to here. Yeah, it's good to see him. We haven't seen a huge knock out of him, but that's not what he's there for.
We want to see progression through the rest of the IPL.
Well,
so
it's not his role. We're talking about Rovman Powell before.
Yeah, but a solid role, like his progression within his role. So you want to see him be consistent, be putting what he needs to do, again, putting that film on tape so the Australian selectors can go, yep, he's looking like there's something there. Let's invest some time in him. Let's put him in the squad so he's around the boys. So for, like you're saying, in 2 years down the track, he's potentially in that top 11.
Yeah, and he can come out and bat middle order and strike at 180 and give you that quick fire 40 off 20.
Yep.
So Indians get the win there. Match 52, Rajasthan Royals beat the Punjab Kings. Johnny Bairstow of getting abused at the SCG for being overweight fame opened in place of Mayank Agarwal and top scored with 56. Uzi Chahal, the pick of the Rajasthan Royals bowlers again with 3 for 28. He sits 4 clear in the purple cap race with 22 wickets. Pretty hard to see him being caught. If you wouldn't mind just jumping over there.
Yeah.
So Yuzvendra Chahal, 11 matches, 11 innings, 22 wickets at 7.25. He is 4 poles ahead of Kuldeep Yadav and Kasigo and Rabada. What did you say?
I said he's a full yard ahead of him because I'm going back to your shit chat here.
Yeah,
so.
Or different Yadav, bro. That's Kuldeep, and the chat is around Umesh. Why Umesh got selected over Kuldeep for our range finding chat is interesting. I'm not sure.
That's too funny. Is that a game in hand, or has he just played one less match Yadav there?
If you jump over the table and see, I think Delhi do have a game in hand. Whilst you bring that up, I'll bring up match 53.
Correct, they do.
Lucknow Super Giants, they smashed Kolkata last night. Lucknow batted first, made 176. Quinton de Kock continues his good form, 50 of 29. Deepak Hood also in good form, 41 of 27. KL Rahul, diamond dunk. Poor fella. That doesn't help his orange cap aspirations. And then KKR just never got going. There was a wicket maiden from Moshin Khan. We've seen him have a really good week. The top order fail for KKR again. Dre Russ, he's been their best player probably this IPL. 45 off 19, got him to the triple digits. Lucknow actually sit equal first place with Gujarat. So the two new franchises in 1 and 2. Monks, if you wouldn't mind just bringing up that table.
Is it the Giants? The Giants just took the top as well because of the run rate.
Yeah,
so the Titans I think had been sitting there and
the whole tournament.
They've just dropped 2 games in a row. So
yeah, exactly right. So the Gujarat had been sitting on top all tournament, but Lucknow's actually overtaken them on net run rate. So they've both played 11. They're both 8 and 3. Rajasthan's played 11. They're 7 and 4. Then
with 3 games to go, they're definites, aren't they? Those 2 at the moment.
Yeah, you'd say those 2 are definites. In fact, no, you wouldn't say. I think mathematically they are. It would have to come down to.
If Caps win all 3 by big scores, then yes, they could potentially overtake.
Mathematically, not definite. Probability says
9 out of 10.
That'd be definite. Now, where it gets interesting is this kind of battle for 3rd and 4th. We've got the Rajasthan Royals, who are on 14 points, 7 wins, 4 losses. Royal Challengers Bangalore, 6 wins, 5 losses. Delhi Capitals, with that game in hand that we just mentioned, they're 5 and 5 on 10 points, but the net run rate is good. And then Sunrisers Hyderabad also on 5 and 5.
I loved last week. We were saying, hey, they're back on the track. They've won 2 in a row and they've lost 3 straight since then.
They've capitulated. And I don't know how Davey Warner's feeling about being a hand in that capitulation around the team that essentially axed him. I think he'd be pretty happy about it.
I think so, yeah.
Yes. Well, I don't think... Yeah, 7 through 10. Well, 10 definitely. 7 or mathematically probably still can get in there, but
I think with that net run rate, the Punjab Kings having played that extra game, I think they're gone. Yeah, and like we said last week, put a line through Kolkata, Chennai, and Mumbai.
Yep. Yeah, Gujarat just really needs to be worried about the net run rate.
It's the top 6 at the moment.
Yeah, it's only just it's 0.12 their net run rate. So. Lucknow's net run rate looking a lot better there than the Titans.
That's it. And they do match up this week as well.
Nice.
So it'll be good head-to-head for those 2.
Top of the table clash.
Yeah.
The Man City versus Liverpool of the IPL, if you will.